Today is June the 2nd. Overnight, the stock markets were mixed with China up, Japan and Hong Kong down, Europe off except for the French market, the CAC, which was up. We have an Italian bank holiday today. The overnight news out of China was they will probably be increasing their debt swap, where they're taking local regional paper and converting it to like municipal bonds and converting it to state-backed paper. Out of Europe, inflation has returned to the EU, which is part of their program, which is what they wanted. German employment numbers fell short of expectations. Spanish employment numbers beat them. And today in the United States we have factory orders that are called down a tenth. Automobiles, that'll be countered by auto sales, auto and truck sales, where they're looking for 17 million. And then we have the IBD TIP, Economic Optimism Index, and it's basically unchanged at 49.8 from last month. So what we have is the selling that started yesterday continued overnight. We came into yesterday's market on the note wanting to sell 31s to 03s. The high was 27.01. Got to move out of the middle in L period. London's high were lower at 29.5. Then the selling accelerated in Q period. So structurally looking at the market, we have a situation where the overnight low right here, the W and X, could be the low for the session. That typically W or X high or low right before the day session opens tends to be pretty good support and or resistance. So I think there's one short left in the market, and if we fail to take out the 126.16.17 area, then we can think about getting long with a proper setup. You can see structurally that the 26.27, 28 is probably pretty good resistance, then 26, then 24. So 23, 27 looks to be a pretty good sell. We got a W high at 22.5. It may take a 21, 22 to get in, but we're going to start out thinking they might go probe, try to see where resistance is overhead. So 23, 27, then 31 to 03. Let's make it 9 to 13. Think we'll go a little bit lower, maybe not break. We've got this high volume number right here at 14 to pull the market lower. We got this first low volume number at 11.5, so we got a chance to come in at 13. We may have to raise that based on this low right here, and then 1 to 5. So factory orders off a tenth, auto sales 17 million, IBD TIP, economic optimism that nobody pays a lot of attention to at 49.8. Okay, it's rumored that there's a Greek deal. Details being worked out right now. They're finalizing that. Probably the same story we had yesterday, but there has to be a reason for everything, so we are subject to news spikes. The euro is up strong overnight based on the economic news that came out and the potential for a Greek deal. It tends to rally into a Greek deal, the announcement of such. Got a deal, and takes off and runs. Then reality sets in. How do we pay for it? I don't think anybody wants Greece to leave the European Union right now, including the Greeks, because where else are they going to get money to keep the game going that they have right now? It may be at a lower, they're playing at a lower level, but they can still play because of the cash flow. Okay, similar situation in the 30-year, this 15 to 16 area. Could be pretty good support. We're up to 24. W's rotate up was 31, so 27 to 31, very, very aggressive. Sell 1. Then we're going to make it 7 to 11, picking up these areas right here for sell 2. And we do have these single prints. There's that price point there. This is price point at 03. So 27 to 31 is very, very aggressive. On the buy side, 12 to 16. And if we break that, we're just going to make it 52 even, 52.04. The idea that they'll take it down to the buck. This market can move. The overnight session size 53.28, the lows 52.15. It's a 1.5, 0.38. So we might be just pushing the limits of of the trading range. We can move 2 to 3 points, but usually it's a 1.5 to 2. So. Gold's pretty much where it was yesterday when we left the market. Didn't get a lot of action out of it. And again, the dynamics driving gold are a little bit different. If you're in Southeast Asia, if you're in India, if you're in China, Russia is rumored to be buying gold. The state of Texas. So fear about what could happen and who's doing what to whom is probably more of what we have going on in gold. So we've got our 95 area up here. You can see this. So 94, 96, sell 1. 99.01, sell 2. On the buy side, 85, 87, pretty good support. We were trying to buy it a little cheaper last night. We had an 80, well actually we didn't. We had an 85, 87 is where we had a buy last night, so that worked out pretty well. So trading range probably in gold. Greece can impact this contract. 2. And if they get a Greece deal, this contract should rally because it has to be paid for, and everybody's going to pay for it via inflation. A couple of things driving the euro overnight. One, they are getting the inflation that they'd hoped for. Isn't it amazing that once what was dreaded and was avoided at all costs, inflation right now is what people try to get so they can pay back their obligations in cheaper dollars or euros or whatever it happens to be. So 109.24, 110.30, a 1.5 off 24 takes us up to 10.5. So we'll make 45.55, sell 1. And last night we had a sell at 45 to 55, caught that pretty well. 75.85, sell 2. Our numbers last night really worked out well in most of the markets. We have this breakout from 110. Last rotate down was 20, so we'll make 110. 10.10 buy 1. Buy 2 will be 9.75. Okay, crude can rally off of a weak dollar. Don't know if that's what caused it. Some interesting emails were leaked by a hacker between George Soros and the Ukraine, where the United States, he would talk to, in one of the letters written and sent to the president of the Ukraine, saying that Soros would talk to our Secretary of Treasury, Jack Lew, and you talk about being able to buy influence where one man, because of his support for a particular party, can have access like that and be able to. And you heard it in our State Department, where I forget, it was a female that was arguing pretty adamantly that we should be sending offensive weapons, and we should be funding the fighting weaponry of the Ukraine. So that's more than a little influence if you think about it, and that comes for one reason and one reason only. They've got the money to write big checks. They've got the money to fund operations for political parties. So money does gain you access. There's no doubt about it. Okay, 61 and a quarter is our first sell band. It is resistance. If we get through that, 61.50, 61.75. On the buy side, we had the London low at 60.37, so 60 and a quarter, 60.50 buy one. And then 59.75, 60 buy two. Didn't see that the fighting had escalated any place, any news. But that can happen in the blink of an eye. And what better way to goose or pump the price of oil up than doing something at the Gulf of Hormuz, or saying something to shake the markets up a little, like we're going to war. Well, maybe we're going to war, or we might go to war over this particular deal. So Russia and Iran and all those people know how to play the game to boost markets rhetorically, so there might be some of that too in the oil prices overnight. Okay, the E-mini found buyers where it should have. It got down to the high volume area. The 95, 97 area that we've been looking to buy for a while. Took a long time to get down there, and it's since come back. So looking at, if I can get this down here and keep it on the screen. And this last rotate up at 16.17. We have an end period high at 14. We have the Asian high at 12. And we're currently at 03. So this selling came right out of this high volume area at 875. We'll do a V split, go to the longest line of letters. So we're going to have resistance at 10 to 15, and we're going to have support at 95 to the bucks starting out. Looks like we're headed down to test support. So we'll open it up on the buy side, 95, 97 by 1. And we'll put a question mark by 2100. And then buy to 90 to 92. We're at 275 last rotate up, so it's very, very aggressive, but 5 to 7 is sell 1. Like to do it against 10, then 9 to 10. 9 to 11 is sell 2. Okay, factory orders minus a tenth. Auto sales, auto and truck sales, 17 million. That's a big number. If it comes in like that, it would be economically supportive, and I would hope that it does. And
can you hear my mic, Nancy?
Optimism index, I don't think anybody pays any attention to it. At 49.8.
That's not good.
So focus will be factory orders.
I will turn off
no
the
kidding.
allow button.
I had a little trouble. I'll probably I don't know what to do to. That's what all that funny noise was, right? I had to turn my speakers off. Got into the room a little differently this morning. It wasn't quite our normal setup. Okay, it'll take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'll